All right, today we're going to do a quick once over on how to go live on your personal Facebook. What to do, what not to do. There's some definite things that I think that we can improve upon, and so I'm just going to touch on some of them. So one, hopefully you've already taken the time on a day or two to go through on your personal Facebook and you go as if you're going to make a post and you hit go live, but you don't actually go live. You just hit go live. And Facebook actually generates a number of people that are already online at that time. So I just suggest spending a day, setting alarms in your phone for the top of every hour, jumping on, starting in the morning until late in the evening every hour, and seeing how many people are on at that given hour. You definitely want to go live when you know you're going to have the most people on at any given time. If all of your people work and you know that they're not going to be on at 9 a.m. in the morning, that's not the time for you to go live. If a lot of your people are going to be on at 8 p.m., that would be an ideal time for you to go live because you're going to get more people on. Here's the deal. This is what the Facebook algorithm wants to see. If you can get the most engagement you can get in those first 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's going to push your live out to a lot more people. Okay. It's not that it's going to bury it or hide it if no one's on engaging. And we're going to talk about that. But if you can get on and get engagement, that means, hey, if you're jumping on, say hi to me. You're going to notice that a lot of people that are good at lives are actually asking for engagement right at the very front end. That's because it helps their algorithm. They want it to get pushed out to people. So it's going to be really hard to do if you're going live at a time when not a lot of people are likely to be on. Number 2, stop waiting for people to jump on. There's a difference between stalling and waiting. Do not ever do the, hey guys, just waiting. I'm just going to wait for more people to jump on. That is so cringy. It is so cringy. It's awful. Do not do that. Lives should feel like you are having coffee with a friend or a few friends in person. You would never go to a coffee shop, sit down and be like, hey, I'm just going to wait till more people come. That is so weird. You'd be chatting with them in the meantime. You'd be engaging with them. Even if you're waiting to tell your friends something juicy, you wouldn't sit there and just be silent and wait, okay? So even if you want to get into something and you do want more people to get on, be like, oh my gosh, before I tell you this, I've just got to talk about this more. You engage, you talk, be like, oh my God, drop a 1 if you have ever taken greens before. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? So you are going to fill that with something that does not feel like filler. Don't sit there and just be like, I'm gonna wait for people to get on. Please don't do that. People will jump right off. If I jump on a live and I see that going on, boop, I'm off. I'm not gonna wait to see what they're talking about. Also, keep in mind, the majority of people that are going to be watching your live, the majority of them will be watching the replay. So I want you to think about how you feel when you're watching a replay and it's like, oh my gosh, oh, honey, will you do this? I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm not going to sit through 5 minutes of this person not actually telling me what they need to tell me for me to get to the meat and potatoes of their live. So the majority of people will be watching the replay and they need to feel still like you're talking directly to them. Do not wait on the live. You absolutely can be busying yourself or chatting about something and then get into it a minute in, but it cannot feel like you're stalling, okay? And this is something that takes time. I always try to find something to be doing or something to be talking about as I give myself 15, 20 seconds for people to jump on, but I'm never gonna say I'm waiting for people to jump on, if that makes sense, okay? Next tip. You are gonna go right into it, like I said. Stop looking at that number. Whether that number is a big fat 0 or that number is 800, you're going to act the same. Okay, don't think it's a waste. I see people are like, oh, well, no, don't ever say things like, well, no one's on. I see one of you's on. Put a little piece of masking tape over that number if it gets in your head and it messes you up. Every live you do in your head, you're going to pretend like you're talking to your 3 best friends at a coffee shop. That's how it should feel. You're not getting nervous, public speaking to 800 people. You're not talking to no one. This is not like a live recording. I want you to feel like there is someone else on the other end of that phone. It should feel like a FaceTime. And if it's a natural conversation, you guys, that means there's pauses. Okay? When you go to coffee with someone, you're like, oh my gosh, have you guys ever tried greens? Okay, put a 1 in the comment if you've tried it and hated it. Put a 2 in the comments if you currently use it and love it. I want to just see. And then, do you see how I'm not, hi, my name is Ashley. If you have a 1, put it in the comments, put a 2. It needs to feel for the person on the other end like you are chatting with them. Give them multiple opportunities to engage, and you have to ask for that. You have to ask for them to participate in, like Melissa says, you need to have a call to action. Do several. It does not have to be if you want to join my business, put 1. Ask their opinions, ask for their help. Ask them to, hey, if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. You wonder why people do that? It's for engagement. It's to help your algorithm. It's to get them feeling like they are a part of this and this is a conversation. Okay, so lives should feel conversational. It should not feel like you are just talking at a camera, okay? People will not tune in for that. I will not tune into a live where someone is talking at me. I can go watch TV for that. Lives are for people to feel like they are with you. Lives are an ample opportunity for you to show your personality and to hang out with your people virtually. That is what lives are for, okay? And so I touched on this a little bit, but every time in a live, even write it down because you'll forget it. You'll get nervous on a live and forget to do this. Ask your people to do something. Have a call to action. Have a purpose. Even if you're unboxing something, be like, okay, like, let me know. Do I need this or not? Is this the right color? Should I not? Like, I can think of a million things to ask people for their opinions on, or ask them to give input, or ask them to, pick their favorite shade of lipstick or whatever. But you've got to be getting them to participate. All right. So those are my tips for a live. And lives can be really short. Don't think you have to go on for 30 minutes. And in fact, a lot of people don't have the time in their day to watch a 30-minute live. So I would say anywhere between 2 minutes to 10 minutes is probably your sweet spot there. So lastly, if you're on Facebook, make your live and you can share it to stories, okay? There's a lot of people that only really have time and they scroll through stories. So you can actually go on Facebook, you can hit your live and you can hit share to stories. And so you can do that way too. I do that with a lot of my important posts, and I do it with all of my lives. And if you don't know how to do that, just Google it. You can figure it out. All right, guys, have a great day.